जी डॉक्टर अमित भारद्वाज जी, गुड इवनिंग।
सर नमस्कार।
हाँ
सर ऑल वेल सर, नमस्कार।
चलो चलो चलो, नमस्कार नमस्कार। हाँ, पार्टिसिपेंट्स अभी कर रहे हैं धीरे धीरे ज्वाइन।
हाँ सर।
ओके, सो announcement to make, uh, that as per the fixed schedule, today from 6:40 or 6:30 onwards, we are going to have a discussion about the traffic things which to be precautioned while moving on the roads. So some experts, MHRD as well as from the Hella company will be joining us for the discussion. The discussion will be of 15 to 20 minutes only, and all are please requested to be there for that discussion, being the mandatory part of this workshop or for this training program. So I request all not to leave for that period and keep on joining and take part in the discussions which will be there. Is that fine to all? Be there for that discussion being the important one and being the compulsory part of our program. So, Amit ji, you may take over.
Thank you sir. Dr. Kasana is already joined sir.
Okay, okay. Kasana
So
ji, good evening. जी sir, very good evening.
सर
बस सर बहुत बढ़िया।
सर कसाना साहब को प्रेजेंटर नहीं बना पा रहा हूँ सर मैं।
आप होस्ट तो हो ऑलरेडी है ना?
बट सर मैं तो प्रेजेंटर नहीं बना पा रहा हूँ सर।
रीजन भी क्या, कुछ ऑप्शन नहीं दिखा रहा वहां पर?
और नहीं सर, कुछ नजर नहीं आ रहा सर मुझे तो।
पार्टिसिपेंट्स पे क्लिक किया पहले।
पार्टिसिपेंट्स ठीक है सर जी।
हाँ, उसमें सर का नाम आ रहा होगा, उस पर देखो एक बार राइट क्लिक करके।
पार्टिसिपेंट्स नहीं सर, कुछ आई डोंट नो।
ओके,
एक मिनट सर, ये यस ऑप्शन आया सर अभी। यस
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके, डन।
यस कसाना सर कैन Dr. Kasana, welcome, sir. Best wishes, sir.
थैंक यू सर,
So
थैंक यू।
we are expecting more action today, sir.
या श्योरली
Thank you, sir.
या
Thank you, sir. जी.
सो ओके सर। सर in this type of problem we have the multivariate data in our data set. You can say the dependent variable is correlated with more than one type of data. In previous lecture we have the data set in which we have only two variables, and one variable was of independent type and second one was of dependent type. So we will start directly with the for this coding, I stored in the CSV. So I will start with the pandas library. So firstly we will import pandas as its variable name. We'll store that file in our data frame. To read the data, we have the underscore CSV file. Name of the file is of the files also. Sir, at my end there is one issue. Dr. Amit, price underscore 3 underscore columns dot CSV file. So we have stored data in our data set that is it visible? No.
किसाना सर थोड़ा फॉन्ट बड़ा कर लेंगे प्लीज.
सर ये तो एक मिनट सर
कंट्रोल प्लस.
पावर टुडे हियर.
ओके
डॉक्टर अमित.
सर जी बोलिए. इट्स फाइन सर, ठीक चल रहा सर, नो इशू.
बिजली नहीं है यहाँ पर, so I have to manage. I am trying. So student, we have this one file whose name is houses price 3 columns dot CSV, and I have stored this. It has been named as data. So if we the data, we get the data. Just to check what is the size, what is the shape of this data frame, you can use the shape property of the data frame. So in a frame we have 15 rows and 3 columns. Okay, and one can observe that rooms and the area, these are the independent features, and the third one, which is price, is a dependent feature. So we will be using and you know that which find in sklearn model. Regression, and you give any name to this object, and this of the class, it doesn't take any parameter. After clicking it, the data, and to fit the data we independent stored in a data set. So and second independent feature is area. A is in area. So I have just, and we need output feature also, which is case is price, and price is stored in the data frame named as data. P of the price, right? So now we have fitted to our model by using two independent columns, which are rooms as well as area. The third one is price. So after fitting the, to our model, we can use to predict the data set, to predict the and to predict the output. We have a method which is predict. So we need to pass data to this method. Data is the unseen data, you can say. For example, if I want to, yes, please. If I want to predict the price of rooms and area 250, so I need to pass it in this way. This is model only. So if you want to print the value of this variable Fred, which I have named as, you can pass this one to your print method. So by using print method, you can output the predicted data, and you can observe that this is only a single row. If we want to use more than one row here, the data using the column and in this square brackets. For example, if I print, I want to predict the data corresponding to room 4 and room 4 and size of the house as 450. Then I will get two outputs. First is 80.79 something, and second one is 89.411 something. So these two outputs are corresponding to these inputs, and you can also check the coefficients with fitted by the model. For this purpose, we have the variables associated with the objects. So you might be observing that now we are getting two coefficients. As the y-intercept, we have the another variable or data associated with the object, which is intercept. Okay. So you can say this is our beta note, this is my beta 1, this is my beta 2. You can check the output using these three variables associated. So first one is this one. This is my 84. And we have room as 3. So this is beta note plus room is 3. 3 rooms are there in the house. And this is my first coefficient. I can take its complete value. And the area is 250. So I need to multiply this 250 by this coefficient. So by using this relationship, you can that value is similar to this one. The difference included 96 point, this 43.84 something. I have taken the value of beta note up to 2 points only. So this is the difference only due to this one. So you can observe from this one that by predict the value for the input data multivariate case, we need beta naught, beta 1 and a beta 2. So it depends how many input features we have. For example, if we have 8 input features, then we will get total 9 coefficients. The first coefficient is the concept, and the remaining one are the coefficients of the model, which we need to multiply with the input data given to us. Is it okay?
I think it's clear, sir. Nobody's asking any question.
So the point is, this coding part is clear to everyone. Let me to explain the theory part, sir. Is it, sir? Dr. Amit? Dr. Amit?
Sir, yes, yes. Sir.
Okay.
हाँ जी, हाँ सर,
So,
बिल्कुल।
this topic is a multiple linear regression. Just earlier that for the multiple linear regression, we have more than one input variable or input feature. So in this data set, I just told you in the programming part also, we have three features. This first one and the second one are the independent features, and this one is the dependent feature. And in general feature, and in some of the you will find out that in place of feature name, some books use the word variable. Okay. So in this case, whatever equation we will fit, that will be of this type. So this price, the third feature of the data set is dependent on this one, which is the y-intercept, on dependent on this part, which is the rooms, as well as this beta coefficient, and this is the beta 2 coefficient, and the third one is, which is in this expression, is the area. So from the model which we will fit by using the data set, we will get three parameters, three coefficients. First one is the y-intercept, and these two are the coefficients. So by using this expression, you can yourself find out the value of the output corresponding to the input data. Instead of using the predict method, you can do the calculation yourself. Just I did in the last statement. Okay. So there are some points associated with this multiple linear regression, that it uses several input features to predict the outcome of output variable, or target variable, it is also named many times in some of the books. So indirectly you can say it is used to estimate the relationship between two or more independent variables and output variable. Just in the example, we have two independent variables and one as price as the output variable, and one can say that it is the simple linear regression. Simple, but in sense that simple we use only when we have one independent variable. Okay. So I have shown you the execution of this expression. So price we find out using this beta naught, beta 1 and beta 2. And in last lecture I told that when we fit a linear regression model, simple model, we find a equation of the line. So we are fitting the line, better line, good line, having minimum error in case of simple linear regression. But whenever we have the multivariate data, we will not get a line, we will get a plane. So in case of multivariate data, we will get this type of plane fitted by the model. So you can say if 3 input features, 4 input features, we will get some equation of plane. Okay, so just make it a concept that it is the extension of the line, because you can observe that in a plane we have many lines. Okay. One more point. If we have some data which is not available in the data set, it means the data is missing. This one. Hello.
No, sir, no, not visible so far.
Is not visible, sir. Is it visible now, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Let me to start with the new program, how to handle this missing data. I will change this this file only, sir. Underscore price underscore missing. So in the area column, one data is missing, which is provided, but it was blank in the CSV file. So now, so firstly we will can use any approach to give this data to the column. For example, my data frame is data and the column name is area. To find the median, we have the method median. So we can store median of data, column of the data in some variable. So it is given. Data is to so in the in our data frame for this purpose fill NA. So now you can observe that in plane rate we have 250. So this is the data processing. Many times what may happen that some of the values are missing or some of the values have the different data type. So we need to handle this fitting the data in our model, right? So this type of approach you can use in handling the missing value. I have used a median, you can use mean, you can use mode also, and you can use some other expression to handle the missing data. So, firstly, I will answer the question. One question is there. Do we
Sir,
test
please, sir.
that? Yes, sir.
Please go ahead, sir. It is your session. You manage it as you like, sir.
Sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Light. There is no electricity in our university today. Pramit.
Sir, बोलिए sir. I'm sorry.
Sir, there is the issue of power.
So okay, sir. जब तक है like.
जब तक sir.
Okay, no issue, sir. No
but
problem.
I hope it will be there. Okay, sir. I am taking one question from this person, Kurt Mario Boleno. Do we test if the model created is a model? Yes, yes, Mario. We will check it. We have parameters using which we will check the efficiency of the model. It looks now question I continue. It looks that the model is telling us the greater the area, the less, which is normally the opposite. It may be, but I have just stored the dummy data in Excel file. This is not the actual data. Mario, this is not actual data basically. How can we assess p-values in order to help us decide if coefficients are significant or not? We will cover it later on, Mario.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
This is the case whenever we are taking just two input data or one row of the data, but in real life we will have the data in the Excel files. So we can store the data in CSV files and use that data to predict the output. For that purpose, network also. Okay. Okay. So is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to read this data in my program. So after feeding that, I will pick up the input data. House is underscore. So you can that I have many records in this input file. I have 10 records now. So I will try to predict the data output data corresponding to these 10 input records. So I will pass them directly to one and will print the output data, predicted data. So you can observe now I have predicted 10 data. First entry is corresponding to the first row. Second entry is corresponding to second row, and this last entry to the 10th row. Okay. So in real time projects, what you will be doing, you will store the data for the input with whose output to be predicted in some Excel file, and then you will run your program. Right. So now you might so for this purpose, we have the method to I use method. So now this is okay. Mistake. Right. My
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Your voice is cracking. Sana, sir. Dr. Kasana. Dr. Kasana, are you there, please? Yes.
है? हाँ लंबी सी है ना वो देखो तैयार भी रहती है ढंग से सिंपल से जाती है कनेक्शन कट जा रहा है
yes.
सर की स्क्रीन गायब हो जाती है बार बार
डॉक्टर किसाना आपका वॉइस हो रहा है सर, बहुत ज्यादा ब्रेक हो रहा है सर आपका वॉइस में। Dr. Kasana, are you there? Dr. Kasana. Dear participants, like I get a call from Dr. Kasana. His network is out of range right now. So he's reconnecting. So it will take 3 minutes. So have patience. Thank you. Meanwhile, you can write your questions in chat box. Thank you.
Dr. Amit.
Yes, sir. Now you're audible, sir.
Okay, sir. Now power is also here.
Oh, great, sir. Great.
Electricity power is back, sir.
Yeah, we are we belongs to developing nation, sir, and
Yeah.
we have to
Right.
bear all this kind of limitations. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir. So what we have done in the last statement, we have appended one column to our data frame. Data frame which was named as data 1. So we can add now. We can store this data 1 data frame in some of the file. Okay. So now the predicted data along with the input data has been stored in output underscore 123.csv. Sir, there is some noise, sir. Dr. Amit.
Kuldeep Pahwa, please kindly mute your mic, please. Kuldeep Pahwa.
So, my dear students, you might be observing that in place of 2 columns now, we have 4 columns. These 2 columns were given as the input. So, we predicted this last column by using our trained model. So, this 4th column is the output itself. And you might be observing that this column is the extra one. So one point I have made it clear to you that by putting the input data in the Excel file, we can predict more than one row at a time and the corresponding output in some of the CSV file. Now one issue has been arised here that we got one extra column. So we can remove that column also by using a feature which is index feature. So if we put index as false, I am just closing this file and then we'll show it to you. Right. So I am again opening this file output underscore 123.csv. Now you might be observing that we have only 3 columns. These first 2 columns were already in one of the file and the 3rd column is the predicted column. So we have predicted data of 10 rows at one time in a single execution and stored data back into the CSV file. In this just writing these 4-5 lines of the code, what we have done, we picked the data from Excel file. This Excel file input data we picked up. Input data contains details of the rooms as well as area, right? So we have stored some rows containing details of the rooms as well as area in this houses underscore details underscore cs input.csv file. Read the data from this file and stored into this data one. This data one is our data frame, right? Then in the next line, we printed the data using the print statement, and then we passed the data one frame to the predict method, and predicted data is stored in this variable, right? So now what I did here in the second last statement, we updated the data frame. We added one column to this data frame with the value stored in this variable pred. And now after this one, we have used one method, inbuilt method. It is which is to underscore CSV. So this method is associated with the data frame. So by giving the name of any data frame, we can call this method basically. Okay, and one issue was there. We got one extra column in our output file, and if we use this option index equal to false, then we can save the extra column. It means extra column will not be introduced in our CSV file. Okay, is it okay, bacho? Is it okay? Any doubt?
Mr. Saket Garg, is it clear now, or should you request Kasana sir to repeat it? Saket Garg ji, is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Should we repeat it one more time?
Sir, repeat this session.
Repeat this one. Which part, Saket? Should I need to repeat the complete program?
Sir, just give us the brief.
Okay, right. I am giving the brief details of this program. So firstly, we imported the pandas. Pandas has this variable name PD, PD1, PD2. You can give any name. Just it is a reference name. You can say this is a short name, as you might have short name in your house also, right? So after this one, we read the CSV file using the read underscore CSV method, and this method takes at least one parameter, which is the name of the file, CSV file, and full form of the CSV is comma separated values, right? So this method returns the data frame, one of the data frame. You can give any name to this data frame. I have given data as the name to my data frame. After it, I just printed the data which I got in this form and the shape of the data as well. The shape of the data is telling me that there are 15 rows in the data set and 3 columns. First index is the number of the rows in the data frame, and second one is the number of columns, and the index of the rows starts with 0. So 0 to 14 we have 15 number of rows. Okay, after it, I just told you in your data set there's some type of problem may be associated, and I take one example that some of the values are missing. So we filled the data, we filled the values of the missing data using the median of the column, of that particular column in which the values are missing. Okay, so in my area column, one value was missing, and I replaced it by the median of this column only. You can use some other approach to fill the missed data. Okay, and after this one, we created the object of the linear regression, and linear regression is defined in sklearn linear dot model. Some noise is there.
Mr. Prabhakar, would you like to say something? Prabhakar जी कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं आप? Okay, Kisana sir, please go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. After it, we created the object of this linear regression class and stored the object in this variable model, right? And after creating the object, we need to train the model, and the model is trained by using fit method. This fit method takes two parameters. First is the input variables data, which is 2 in this example, and the last or second parameter is the output parameter. So after fitting the data, we read the data whose values to be corresponding values to be predicted, and those input values in one of the CSV file, because it is the requirement of the real-time applications that we will be storing a large amount of data, and that amount of data we cannot pass by typing in our program. So we are required to save this type of data in some input files, and to handle the data of some integer type and some other details type, CSV files are better. Okay, so after storing the data, after reading the data in this data frame variable data1, we passed this data1 to our predict method, and we will go to the predicted output corresponding to this data1 values. And after it, we appended one column to the data frame and gave this as a price name, prices. You can give any name to this column. I have given prices, but it is required the name should be corresponding to the significance of the column. So my third column is the prices only, so I have given it name as a prices. And after it, we have used a to_CSV method, which is associated with the data frames. So we will require to give the name of the data frame as well as the CSV file in which we need to store the complete data frame. And this is the last argument whose name is index. If we set this index as a false, then no entry will be made as the extra column. Otherwise, one extra column will be introduced in your CSV file, which will start from 0 up to the n-1. Okay, bacho, is it okay now? Dear sir, Dr. Amit,
Done, sir. Thank you.
I go ahead now.
Please, sir, proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
So now I am discussing some theoretical points related to the new topic, which is how to handle the categorical values. Sir, this screen is visible, na?
Yes, it's visible. Yes, there are 4 parameters.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, thank you. So now we have the large file in place of the previous files, which having 2 or 3 columns. Now in my data set, I have 4 columns. First is the number of rooms, and the second one is area. Third one is the right, sir, right. First is the number of rooms, second column is area, third one is city, and the last column is the price. So anyone can observe from this data set that these 3 are the input type data. You can say these are the independent variables or independent features. And this last one is the dependent feature, because its value is fully dependent on these 3 parameters. And one more point, I have just stored dummy data. This is not the realistic data. So don't go into the correlation of this data. These are the purely dummy data. I will just tell you about the concept. Okay. So now in place of a city, we have Chandigarh, Delhi, and Patiala. 3 cities we have in this data set. And you know that a machine learning model works well on the numerical data. So we will need to handle this categorical data by using some concept. And I told you that there are two type of categorical data. One is the nominal data and second one is the ordinal type. In nominal data, there is no ordering. But in case of ordinal data, there may be some sort of ordering. Just for example, if we take the example of, you can say, customer satisfaction. If customer satisfaction is high or medium or low, so you can say high is greater than this medium and medium is greater than this low. So you can say this feature is of ordinal type. But if we have the data of male and female, we cannot make any type of ordering for this data. So this is nominal data, right? So you can say in our data set, CT is of nominal type. We cannot set any order to this data. We cannot say Chandigarh is greater than Delhi or smaller than Delhi in any sense, and this one is greater than Patiala. We cannot set any type of correlation greater than or less than in this type of data. Okay, so now the point is how to handle this categorical data. Firstly, I will cover the theory part and then we will implement in our Python. Okay, so one concept is we can give one number to one city and another number to second city and the third number to the third city. Yes, please. So what we have done, we have given one to the Chandigarh, second to this two to the Delhi and three to the Patiala, right? So now we have removed the string data, text data we have removed by using this concept. But there is again problem. What machine learning model can consider that this 2 is greater than 1 and 3 is greater than 2. So while making the fitting using this data set, machine learning model can consider this type of correlation from this concept. So it means we need to do some more extra job so that our data will fit in our model. So for this purpose, we have one another concept, which is the concept of dummy variable. Okay, so in this concept, what we generally do, we introduce extra columns. As in our data column, we have 3 cities. So we will be introducing 3 cities, 3 columns, and each column corresponding to each city. So first data is of Chandigarh. So we have introduced Chandigarh column, Delhi column, and Patiala column. Value, this row contains Chandigarh, so one will be there in the Chandigarh column and other column will contain 0, 0. And the second row is of Delhi, so we will have one corresponding to Delhi and other 2 as 0. So similarly, we have set the value for the remaining rows. Okay. So this is the dummy variable. So we have introduced 3 dummy variables. You can say if our feature has n number of values, we will be introducing n number of columns in our data set. Okay, right? But there is again one more issue, which is known as dummy variable trap. And one can observe from this these 3 columns that if we remove this, the first one, what we can extract basically, if there are both zeros, then it corresponds to the Chandigarh. So if we remove this one and we have zeros in the remaining 2 columns, then it will interpret that the rows belong to this row, particular row belong to Chandigarh city. Okay, and this concept is named as dummy variable trap. Why we call it as a trap? Because whenever we have the option that one variable can be derived from the rest of the variables, So why not to remove that variable? So that we will save some space. So here the dummy variable is highly correlated with other dummy variables. So one of the variable is highly correlated. There is the high correlation between the one variable and the other one. So using all dummy variables for the regression models, it may produce the problem of dummy variable trap. Dummy variable trap means there is the situation that we are taking extra column, you can say. We are using extra column. So by deleting one of the column, we can save the space. Right? Because if we have a bulky data in our hand, a column will be taking a significant amount of memory. Right? So by excluding one column, we can save some space, and that is the handling of the dummy variable trap. So what is the solution of this trap? That remove one column from the dummy variables. So from the dummy variables, we will be removing one of the variable. Okay. So now going to the implementation part. Okay. Okay, right, sir, right. So same on the same lines, we have imported pandas and then NumPy. Then we have imported the linear regression. Sir, I am just copying this data and will discuss line by line. Is it okay, bachcho? And this is my data stored in the houses underscore price underscore city wise. Then we printed the data using the print statement. After printing the data, we are handling the dummy variable. To handle the dummy variable, we have the method get underscore dummies in the pandas library. Method which we will be using to handle the dummy variables. So what we have done, we have passed the variable name which is of categorical type. So from this data you can observe that room is of numerical type, second area column is also of numerical type, this third one is of basically categorical type, and the name of this column is city. So first parameter in the get underscore dummies, we need to pass as the categorical value, categorical column. And this is the another parameters. What this parameter is doing, this is dropping the first dummy variable. And the dummy variables which are introduced in our data set, or they are produced, they are in the order. It means Chandigarh will be the first dummy parameter, Delhi will be the second dummy parameter, and this Patiala will be the third dummy parameter. So if we print this D1, D1 contains now these two parameters only, Delhi and Patiala. It is suppose if I remove drop underscore first equal to true, then let's check what will happen. So I got three parameters, Chandigarh, Delhi and Patiala. So this option drop underscore first provides me the facility to enter the dummy variables trapping. Oh, sorry, what I did. It is required here. Okay. Is it okay? Dr. Amit?
हाँ सर, हाँ, ठीक है सर।
Sir,
जी,
can
sir.
I take 5 minutes break?
हाँ, as you wish.
Okay, sir, I am coming within 5 minutes, sir, please.
Okay. Dear participants, you can write your questions in chat box, please. And kindly mention your question in chat box. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am back. Dr. Amit, I am back.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Okay, sir. Okay.
We are having
There is one question. I think this one is a very good question.
Yeah.
Is there any better way to handle categorical value? Because if your data contains 100 different city names, then it would add 100 columns to our data set, which would be very large. Yes, it is a good observation, good point, and very good question, I would like to say. And removing just one column to avoid dummy trap doesn't make any difference. Your point is very valid. We have the another concept also, but firstly we will cover this get underscore dummy. And we have the similar treatment in our sklearn library, and then we will cover the concept which will be used to handle whenever we have large number of values for the categorical data. But question is very good and we will handle it after it. Saket Garg is a very good question. We have the concept in which we will be assigning values to each of the city value, city name, instead of creating the 100 columns. We will keep one column, only one or two column, but we will assign different values so that there will be no problem of ordering. We will have the concept surely, but your observation is very good. I appreciate it. Okay. I think in today's lecture or in the next one, we will have this concept. We will cover this concept. Okay, sir. Now, okay. Now what we need to do, we have the data in our D1 variable. We have the dummy data in our D1. So we need to concatenate this D1 and our original data. So what we have done here, we have concatenated the dummy variables by excluding the Chandigarh column, because we have excluded the first that column, first one. So by using this option drop underscore first, we can drop the first column only. Okay, and if you want to drop second or third column, we have the drop method. Okay, so in the extra statement you need to write the drop method after this one. So we have concatenated the original data set and the dummy variables and got the data as a complete data set now. Okay, after it because we have created the dummy variables in place of this CT column, so we need to drop it also. So for this one we have used the drop method. Data is the data frame name, dot drop is the method associated with the data frame, and the first parameter is the name of the parameter, name of the column which we want to drop. And this dropping we want to do this downside, so you can give as a column. Axis 1 means column. There are value associated with axis. You can write axis equal to columns, or axis equal to rows, or axis equal to 1 likhna or columns likhna, it is the same thing, right? Just I am showing what I am getting after this statement, after the execution of this statement. So now you can observe that CT has been removed. Now the CT has been removed. So now we have created the data set which we require. What was our objective? We want that our data set should not have any string variable or text data, right? That was in the form of city name as Chandigarh, Delhi, Patiala, like this one. So we have removed that data, and in place of that data we have the extra column now in our data frame. Now what we shall be doing, we will train our model. We are using linear regression, right? So we have created the object of this linear regression class and stored that object in this variable name. You can give any name to this variable, right? And after this one, we need to divide the data into the data of independent features as well as dependent feature. So this is the new approach which we have used here. In the previous approach, I was passing the name of the columns. Okay, but now I have more than 2 or 3 columns. So we need some generic type approach. Okay, so I am discussing this second statement. This data is my data frame. iLoc is the name of the method, and it takes 2 parameters. First parameters, how many rows we want to keep. If a colon is there, it means all rows. We need to keep all rows in this variable. And this column -1, it means except the last one, except the last column, we want to keep all columns. Okay, is it okay? And so now we have the we have total columns: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So 0th column, first, second, and third. So 0 to 3rd one we want to keep in X along with its all rows, and the last column, which is the 4th column, which is 5th column basically, but indexing start from 0. So from 0 to 4 we have total columns, and 0 to 3 we have stored in the X variable, and the last column we have stored in the Y variable. So you can note it, this is my Y data. So what we have done, we have separated input data, data of independent features and the dependent features. Okay. So now what we need to do, we want to divide the data into training part and the testing part, which I covered in the last lecture also. So my data is X and Y. In X, I have data of independent features, and in Y, I have the data of dependent feature. So this is the, okay, just 1 minute. So for this purpose, I need one library. And this library, this method is train underscore test underscore split. And this method is defined in this sklearn.model underscore selection library. So this method is the part of this library. So we have imported this method. We need this method only. So we just imported single method. Okay. And we have used this method train underscore test underscore split. This is the variable containing data of independent features, and this is the variable containing data of output features, and this is the test size. It means we want to keep 20% data as the testing data. Okay, right? And this is the random state equal to some number. This number will be used as a seed number. So whenever we will execute this statement, we will get 4 parts from our data set. So you can say these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 columns we got. So these 13 columns as the set of independent features, they are constituting training set. And this one is also my training set, but with the output variable only. Okay, so there are also 13 values corresponding to their output. You might be noting that this sequence is same 2 10 4 1 2 10 4 1 like this one. Okay, so you can observe that when I execute this statement again and again, I am getting the same set. It is producing the same set. Why it is producing the same set? Because we have given random state as a some fixed number. Every time Geeta Kochar, I will answer your question. Just wait. Let me to complete it. So every time due to this random state equal to 1, we will be getting the same output, same X train, same X test, same Y train, Y test like this one. And if we remove this column, you can check it. Now we are getting the different sequence, random sequence 4, 13, 9, 6. Again, 11, now I'm getting the another random sequence 11, 12, 13 like this. So if you want to execute your program with a different random sequence, you can skip this part, which is random underscore state equal to some number. Is it okay? Okay. So now I will fit the data, fit the model. Okay. So I have fitted the model and we got these coefficients. How many coefficients we are getting now? We are getting 4 coefficients. Why 4 coefficients? Because we have 4 independent features in our data set. Delhi is one independent feature, Patiala is another, Roms is another, area is another. And this is my y-intercept. This is my y-intercept. So now what you can do? You can predict the data using your x_test. Sorry. Okay. So now we have got this prediction. How many values we are getting? We are getting 3 values only. Why 3 values? Because we have taken 20% data as the test data and 20% of your 15 records contain just creates 3 number. So we are passing 3 rows in this variable and correspondingly 3 output data we are getting as a prediction. Okay. So now we can try how to find out how to check the efficiency. So whatever efficiency we are getting, we can check it by using the inbuilt method, which is a part of matrix, and the name of the method is R2_score. And in this method, we will pass these 2 data, y_test as well as predict. And if we print these variables, which is score, we can check what is the output. Okay, so you can say that your model is just giving 43% accuracy only. It is a very small one. Why it is small one? Because we don't keep any actual data basically. This is the dummy data in our data set. Okay. Is it okay till this point? Just wait. Bhavya Nair, sir, please repeat again from test and train. Okay, Bhavya. So let me to go on the slides basically. This is my data. In this data set, these are my input variables, and this last one is the output variables. We have total 15 records in this data set, and 20% of the 15 will be 3 number of rows, right? So 12 rows we will use for the training purpose, and remaining 3 we will use for the testing purpose. So as a training part, you can say we are getting this data, this one. So you can give it name as a x_train. Okay, and this part, remaining part corresponding to these 12 rows, you can name it as a x_test. Right, and this part you can name as sorry, very sorry, this is my y part basically, y_test, y_train, sorry, this is y_train. Train will be same for both the sets, upper sets. So this is you can say this is x set, x training set, this is y training set. This is my X test, X part of the test, and this is the Y part of the set. This is Y test. Y underscore test. So we are getting 4 parts of our data set: X train, X test, Y train, Y test. Okay. I'll ask, yes, what is question? I will handle it. I am taking the question after this one. Is this program okay? You can change this one test size, because the point is, if our training set is large, then we will get the best fitting. And this part you can use this last parameter if you want to execute your program every time with different values, with different rows. Is it okay, sir? Okay, I am taking the question, Dr. Sir. Dr. Amit.
Please carry on, sir, please.
Okay, sir. Okay. So one question is there from Vishesh Gupta. What does negative value of score implies? Negative value in the sense last you are where is the negative value, Vishesh Gupta?
While running the R2 underscore score, its value is minus 5 point something.
This R2 underscore score.
Yes, sir.
Then it means there is no correlation in your data set.
Okay, sir.
And it is giving exactly wrong answers, you can say.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You try to change the data set. I will share these files with you. Other
Sir,
files also.
I tried your data set only, so it was set. I didn't use the random underscore state.
Vishesh, I can say something after checking your program, but cannot say anything. Negative means it is completely wrong, basically. It is, if it is 0.43, it means it is 43% accurate. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. One question is there, sir, explain ilog function. Ilog function is used to pick up the required number of rows and required number of columns from a data frame. It is a method of the data frame, and it takes 2 parameters. First parameter is the how many rows you want to pick up as a part of your variable, right? And second parameter is the number of columns, how many columns you want to keep in this part of your data split. So I have used 2 times this ilog. This is the method. Okay, just wait, Mario, just wait, please. It is the same thing, na? Just wait. This 4 means last column. Minus means except the last one. Mario, do you need discussion on this train test split? These are 2 variables. In the first variable, we have the input data, and in the second one, we have the output data. Test size is 1/3, you can say. And random state 42 means 42 is the seed number for your random generation. So this number is the seed number. This second number is the seed number. If you pass some number to your train test split method, every time you will get the same random sequence. Otherwise, the seed number will be decided by your program if it is not passed, and that will also be a random. Yeah, this is the sequence. First X part is split, then Y part. Yes, Mario, you are okay. First 2 parts, they are from, okay. I am taking other questions. Sir, Bhavya, is it okay? From the test and train. Bhavya, unmute करो अपने आप को. Okay, there is one question from Geeta Kochar. Sir, if we have different data sets for training and testing, yes, it is, you are okay. You are 100% true, Geeta. If we have the different data set, then there is no need to split. We are already have different sets, na? So there is, what basically splitting is giving to us. It is giving 4 parts of our data set. So we have the training part separately, we have the testing part. But in case of X variable and Y variable, you need to then divide into 2 parts. Training part will be divided you need to divide your data set into a set of independent features and set of dependent feature only. You have a separate training and testing parts. So you just need to extract data corresponding to your independent features as well as corresponding to dependent feature. You need to do this step. It means you are already have 2 parts. So you need to divide these 2 parts into further 2 parts so that 4 parts will be there. Is it okay, Geeta? Geeta Kochar, is it okay?
Sir, yes sir.
Yes, please boliye.
Yes sir, it is clear.
Okay, okay.
There is one more question.
Yeah.
सर जो भी हम एक्यूरेसी निकालते हैं तो
हाँ
कोई
जी।
एक पर्टिकुलर मेथड है जिससे हम ये इवेलुएट कर पाए या वैलिडेट कर पाए कि वो हमारी एक्यूरेसी करेक्ट आ रही है?
मेथड तो ये भी एक्यूरेट है R2_score, but we have different approaches also to decide the accuracy. Basically, many parameters are there which we can use to check the performance of the model.
Okay, sir.
Parameters we have basically, and we will cover in after 1 or 2 lecture.
Okay, sir.
Parameters will be covered.
Correct, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any other question, please? Okay.
हेलो सर.
Yes, please.
सर आई लोकेशन में जो वाइज उसमें दिया हुआ है आपने 4 वेरिएबल, वो नहीं समझ आ रहा है, प्लीज.
अच्छा, ये 4 आपको क्लियर नहीं है? ओके, लेट मी टू एक्सप्लेन इन हिंदी. देखो, आपके पास कितने फीचर्स हैं? हाउ मेनी फीचर्स यू हैव इन योर डेटा सेट? First feature is Delhi, Patiala, rooms and area, and last one is price. Okay.
Yes, sir.
5 features we have, and indexing start from 0. So हमारा तो नंबर निकल के आएगा 0 1 2 3 4. Okay.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? तो आपने वो एक्स में क्या किया है? -1 कर दिया. मतलब अगर देखो ना, अगर हम बैक से चलते हैं तो you start using -1, -2, -3, इस तरह आप यूज कर सकते हो. यू आर फ्री. आप इधर से चलते हो, आप 0 1 2 3 यूज कर सकते हो, राइट? तो एक्स में मैंने क्या किया? वी रिमूव्ड द लास्ट पार्ट बाय यूजिंग -1 इंडेक्स. ओके. सो प्राइस हैज बीन ड्रॉप्ड फ्रॉम द एक्स वेरिएबल. So in X variable we have data of Delhi, Patiala, rooms and area. Okay. Like.
Okay, sir.
And the Y variable we want to keep this price only. So we have given this first as a all rows, comma 4. Means we want to keep the all rows of 4th column. It means we want to keep the all rows of price column.
Okay, sir. Understood, sir.
And the point is one more point, because we have large number of inputs, na, Delhi, Patiala, rooms, area and price, and in a big data set we have many columns. So instead of writing their names, this is a simple step. Just write in this way only, because
Yes,
if we have 100 columns, that it will be a very difficult job to type 100 columns, right? So they have created this type of facility. Question? Any other query? Okay, welcome.
Participants are requesting that if you could send the CSV file in advance so that they can.
Yes, surely.
So tomorrow
Surely, sir.
we expect that we'll have that file in advance so that.
I will mail the CSV file to all the participants. I will mail it to you. You can share then further.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you.
So should I continue, sir?
जी.
Okay. So I am discussing some theoretical points. One is the correlation. Correlation is the statistical measure between two or more than two variables, and it is given by yes, please. And coefficient is given by this expression. In this expression, n is the number of samples. You can say n is the number of rows, right? And x is one variable, y is another variable. So we need to calculate these terms from the given data, and then putting the values of these terms, we will find out the value of this correlation coefficients. And I told you in the first lecture that its value will come out from -1 to 1. One is they are highly correlated but in negative direction. If one increases, the second will decrease. And it means they are highly positive correlated. If one is increases, the second variable also increases. And I gave two examples of normal life. Just like if heat increases in the summer, then the demand of the ice cream increases. Okay. So we have another coefficient of determination, which is R into R. That is, it is R square, we generally call it. Right, R2 or R square. It is the multiplication of R with itself, and where R is the coefficient correlation. One more concept which I would like to discuss with all the audiences. Basically, we programming approaches. First one is the traditional programming approach, which you will be doing using C language, C++, Java, and other programming language. So in that programming language, generally what we do, we have a system and one algorithm. Algorithm is the solution of some problem. So we implement this algorithm in some of the programming language. And when we execute the program, we have some input data, and corresponding to this input data, we get some output data. This is our traditional approach of doing the coding. But, there is the need to note the difference how we shall be doing the coding in machine learning. Okay. So in machine learning, our approach is different from the traditional approach. Here we have the same machine and we have some model. Some algorithm you can also say. We have some algorithm, and algorithm means it is the solution of some problem. Just can say this is the problem to predict the price of a house. We want to have this model. So this is our data. Our output data, you can say this is my input data. So we have the combination of input data and the output data, and we need to implement model. Just we implemented a linear regression model, and this model will return the trained model. So the model is converted into the trained model. Okay. So if we are taking the example of linear regression, I would like to say in the trained model, we are getting the value of these coefficients, just like beta naught plus beta 1 into first input feature plus beta 2 into second input feature, and we will continue till the number of this beta n finishes. So this is our model. Basically, you can say, if I am saying we get a trained model, what it means, we are getting the value of these coefficients. Basically, you can say we are getting the equation of a line, this one, as a trained model, right? If we have more than one input feature, you can say we will be getting the equation of a plane for multivariate data. Okay. So this is the complete difference between these two programming approaches. Here the output is fixed. In the traditional programming approach, the output is purely dependent on this input algorithm. But for this type of the approach, machine learning approach, our output may be different with the passage of experience. When our model will get more experience, we will get accurate output, you can say. We will get best output. So this model, you can say, makes best with the passage of the experience. Whenever we will get more experience, our model will be better. So you can say whenever the time passes and we collect more data and our model corresponding to the new data also, then we can expect a better output. We can expect better accuracy. Okay, is it okay, bachcho? Hello? Any query related to this comparison? Hello? Yes.
Sir, there's a question.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Sir, instead of using Delhi Patiala separately, can we use the counter vectorizer, ordinal, and encoder extractor?
I'm not getting what is the question, sir. In place of
Shreya Mehra, could you repeat your question, please? Shreya Mehra. Dear Shreya Mehra, can you ask your question, please, Shreya? Instead of using different name of the cities separately, can we use some count vectorizer, ordinal encoder, something he's writing? Even though I'm not able to understand.
Sir, I have the
he's saying
same.
my problem.
Okay, sir. Sir, one student has put the same type of question, Geeta Kochar. Sir, if we have some symbol like hyphen in categorical column, then how we process it? Geeta, there is no issue. If you have any column, any hyphen type symbol or some other symbol, one string is totally different. If I write new hyphen Delhi, it is one string. It is different from Chandigarh as well as from Patiala. So there will be no issue having any hyphen or any other special symbol in our string. So there is no issue. It will be handled on the same line as I did in the example.
सर तब इसे null value तो नहीं मानना हमने?
If null may be there many times, null नहीं मानना आपने, but null may be in your data set and you need to handle it as a part of data pre-processing.
Okay, sir.
Suppose if the name of some city is missing, then you need to make assumption it is a Chandigarh or Delhi, whatever logic you will use, but you need to replace it. Just in my example, I replaced the missing data by median. I could use mean or mode also, but I just use the median. So any one approach we can use.
Okay, sir.
Shreya Mishra, we will discuss it tomorrow. There are some extra concept associated with the question which was also asked by one of the student. This will be covered in the next lecture. Different type of columns, large number of columns. We will cover in tomorrow lecture, bache.
Dr. Saab, let me call to Dr. Mukesh to confirm that our guest, expecting some guests. Meanwhile, all the participants. So let me give a call to Professor Mukesh.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Dr. Saab, due to some urgency, our guest is not coming today. So now it's your discussion. Would you like to take more question or?
I would like to take more questions, but my part is complete.
Okay, dear participant, if you guys are having any question, you can ask, please.
हेलो जी सर सर हीट मैप में अगर कोरिलेशन के रिगार्डिंग अगर वो एक्सपोनेंशियल वैल्यू शो कर रहा है तो वो एरर का क्या रीजन है?
किसमें? आई एम नॉट गेटिंग क्वेश्चन।
सर हीट में विजुअलाइजेशन आपने बताया था, हीट मैप वो करते हैं, हम ड्रॉ करते हैं कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स के लिए।
मैट्रिक्स तो मैंने नहीं बताई बच्चे अभी।
डॉक्टर नितिन ने ये बताया था विजुअलाइजेशन में। नितिन
किसने बताया? अच्छा, कवर किया वो बच्चे, मैं अगले 2-3 लेक्चरों में कवर करूंगा उसको, मैट्रिक्स को, whenever we will start classification.
ओके सर।
वैसे कुछ लग रहा है।
So any other question, please? Dr. Saab, once again, I'm requesting you kindly send the CSV file in advance so that our participants
Surely, sir.
work together.
Okay.
So
I try to send it tomorrow, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Professor Kasana.
Okay, sir.
And thanks to all participants. That's all for today. A good time ahead. Thank you so much.